Kansas City Chiefs. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Looking to pass. First play is Prescott. Got an open man. It's Josh Palmer. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. The Chiefs at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
2nd down, here's Barkley again. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Play action now, Prescott. And that will be incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Here's a quick throw out to Wilson. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. This defense for the Chiefs, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Charger first down.
So we just called his name on the previous snap, and they go right back to him, Charles, for a second consecutive completion.
Yeah, I think what we're discovering on this drive is that he feels like he has answers no matter what defense you throw up there. He reads it, finds the open spot, and is available for the completion.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be second down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Looking to throw again on second down. Brissett. Man open. That's Calvin Ridley. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
Well, they clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease. Feels good about what he's doing. I think if I'm the play call...
And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Brissett. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Cameron Sutton. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, for the offense, it looked like that drive had the makings of something good. They were starting to hit a groove, but the defense clearly had other ideas, not only to force the turnover, but to handle the scoring themselves.
Yeah, no panic in their eyes, was there, partner? Think about it this way. A Hall of Fame coach once told me the best characteristic he liked out of his teams was that they didn't flinch. This group, they got pushed back in an early series, kept their composure, and made a big play that swung the momentum their way.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
Braxton Berrios now from his end zone.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Charger drive about to get going.
Losers in the season opener on Sunday. They get that quick turnaround, 96 hours.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. He completes it to Wilson. And a productive gain out to the 14 after starting at the 7. It's a gain of 7. If you're these receivers, you got to be ready because when he's going to throw it quick on that RPO, he's going to throw it quick.
And this is why you spend time with your guy either in the offseason, during the week, the whole bundle. Because sometimes it's just telepathy. You both see the same thing, and he knows get the ball to him right away.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Throwing. Brissett.
Going right back to Wilson.
He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They gave up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Now, they were winners in the season opener Sunday. Now they get the quick turnaround game here on Thursday night. But, CD, you say this is an ideal setup for them. Why?
Well, it's just the way the schedule lines up because everyone's got to play a Thursday game, and that's because of competitive balance. So, let's face it, would you rather play week 2 when you're still relatively fresh and excited about the season? Or week 15 when you've had a season's worth of bumps and bruises to factor in, and who knows what your record might be at that time as well?
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott.
This one goes out wide for Barkley.
And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. Throwing. Prescott. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a 1st down with a nice throw.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. They'll go to Barkley again. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Complete. It's Johnson. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
On the jet sweep, here comes Jefferson.
And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown.
Van Jefferson.
His first touchdown of the new season as his guys are able to extend their lead. This time, the extra point up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Charger drive about to get going.
They come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
They go play action with Brissett. But it's intercepted. He was trying to give it to Ridley. Picked off by Deron Harmon. And the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football. But that one, anything but a frozen rope to the outside, and it winds up an interception.
And these are the ones you hope for as a defender, because he's got clear sailing in front of him to return this one a long way. And he sets his guys up in good shape with a terrific return.
Johnson, end zone for a Kansas City touchdown. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass.
And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Now Brissett. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
It's taken to the 20. Now a hit and a loose football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. The gun, Brissett.
He's going to get that to Swift underneath. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
3rd and short yardage, Brissett. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. Slot man moves right. first down. Brissett. Over the middle, he gets it to Berrios. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's second down. And he's got him. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. This is first and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Here's Brissett. Steps away. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Now from the 7, here's second and goal. Off the play fake, here's Brissett. And this is going to be intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Chiefs are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
Well, they're just going to run it here up the middle, and he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Final play of the half, Prescott. He's going to float this one deep right side. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've come upon halftime here in KC with the Chiefs on top as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. The Charger drive about to get going. They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. On play action, Brissett. And the Chiefs are going to get him. The veteran Kyle Van Noy in there to drop him.
I think we've seen this before. If someone's down 3 scores, that situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. It's a 40-yard punt, but they lose yardage on the return. And they will take over first and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley.
Up past the 30, second down coming up.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Off the play fake, Prescott. And that'll be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. To throw is Prescott. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
Here's Berrios. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions. His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
And the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. Flushed, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Logan Wilson, the one who got in there and dropped him to the ground.
Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
Now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And picked up by the Chargers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, number 1 on the list. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Barkley, inside handoff. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
So his great start to the season continues. He found the end zone time after time in the opener last week, and he does it again here in week 2.
And Brandon, we have a lot of coaches tell us week to week that there is no momentum, there is no carryover. Every game is its own entity. But after what we saw him do last week and now punching one in here, I'm starting to think that there is a carryover, and he's feeling it.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league where we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Brissett now. And able to connect with Barrios. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That goes for a gain of 31. Now look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in the cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Here's Brissett. He finds Wilson. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
Well, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously, for them, it looks daunting. But I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves something to build on.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And what they have to be careful of is getting glued to that scoreboard trying to do too much. Because if you do that, you're all but guaranteed to start making mistakes. Just focus on one play at a time and make each one successful.
Down inside the 10.
And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Here's Swift. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. One more time with Swift. And this is not going to do it as he's stopped at the 2-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for him.
I don't even have to stretch for this one. This is 4.5 territory. They've got to get it in with the deficit that they're facing.
Absolutely. It's not the 4th quarter, but still, I think you can't be thinking 3 here.
No, if you do that, you might as well go ahead and fold up on this one, but I don't think they're built like that.
This is 3rd and goal. Brissett.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
They'll try it now with Swift. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers.
DeAndre Swift, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chargers are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the lead now down to 20. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10.
They begin with a run by Barkley. And it's a fumble. And this is recovered by the Chargers.
Do you remember in preseason we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. Brissett on first down.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on.
Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. Play action now. Brissett. And it's caught. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Calvin Ridley from 21 yards away.
And the Chargers are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter.
Gonzalez good on the extra point. And that cuts this lead down to 13.
Gonzalez set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Now Prescott. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
Credit that to the former Texas Longhorn, Joseph Osai, who got in there.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Prescott now. He's got a man complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down. Here's the option play now to the left. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
Second and 5 now. Prescott. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Looking to throw. Prescott. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Prescott now from the 50. And that is incomplete. Despite the lead here in the fourth, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all, and to me it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead, or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Here's the Chiefs punter now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return, and the Chargers will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. On 1st and 10, Brissett. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Duron Harmon.
And the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching...
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Say hello to Eric Kendricks. He gets the sack there.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And some room to roam now. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 65 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon. At this stage, the stop troops, the defensive guys, they got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score depth. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Deontay Johnson with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the Chiefs are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead.
Prescott, they're going to throw for it. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. And the formula there on the 2-point try to go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that someone, if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room.
And my goodness, another interception.
Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football.
Well, to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6-1, one of the defensive players went to the quarterback and said, here's what you do. Throw the ball to the other team, and let's see if our receivers can pick it off and turn it into a completion.
That's just mean. I don't know that I'd go down there and say that to him right now. Probably pretty fragile. Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine.
This is a 2nd and 4. Ball at the 9.
They'll run it again with Barkley. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the 1st down.
Throwing here, Prescott under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. And they'll indeed take a knee. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Throwing, Prescott. And that's caught by Thomas for a Kansas City touchdown. Ian Thomas from 13 yards out.
And the Chiefs are on their way to a 2-0 start.
The PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play.
Trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that personal foul, that only adds to the hole that they're currently standing in.
Yeah, absolutely a bad job of just losing your cool and letting your anger take over. Mistakes like that, not going to help you at this stage of the game.
And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
He's got his tight end. It's Albert Okwuegbunam.
Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down. To throw is Brissett. And now here is another interception.
Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football.
And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
But someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct.
Score that tackle for loss to the Wyoming alumnus, Logan Wilson.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. Well, Prescott here to throw.
And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney.
And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. The 1st down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Here's Prescott. And Thomas has it. And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. They'll run with Barkley. And he loses the football a second time. And the offense is going to get this ball back. So no turnover at the final gun. And this game is over. Well, partner, under the lights in prime time, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for Kansas City, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Indianapolis next week. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll be on the road next week